What is happening, baby? My name is Dallas Clark, and I'm the host over here at the Huddle Chat Sports Network and the Fantasy Football Huddle. Today, I'm directing my attention at you new players to fantasy football. So if you've seen my videos in the past, if you've commented asking for lineup advice, if you've hit me up on social media for any reason here when it comes to the fantasy football world, then this video may not specifically be for you. It's for the rookies. This is the Rookie Playbook. We're going to discuss the entry level of fantasy football. How does fantasy football work? How does the scoring work? How do you run your own league? How does trading work? All of this will be covered here in the Rookie Playbook. But today, rookies, huddle up. We're going to be talking about the basics of fantasy football and how to get started. Really, the first question is going to be, what is fantasy football? It's a game within a game that you already enjoy watching. If you've participated ever in placing bets on a sportsbook application or doing a football pool where you write all the games out for the week, everybody picks who they think is going to win, and whoever picks the most wins correctly wins something at the end of the week, and whoever wins the most week wins something at the end of the year. Whether it's bragging rights, whether it's money, whatever it is, fantasy football is the exact same thing. It gives you a little bit more interest in something you're already interested in. So what happens is you and a league of other team players, which would be called managers, composed of either friends, coworkers, strangers, even family members. You're going to make a roster of real NFL players, and based on those real NFL players' performances in their games, you get points. So really all it is going to be is getting set up with fantasy football here today. Most of the time as a new manager, you're going to be getting an invite to somebody else's league. As I said earlier, we're going to discuss creating your own league, but as the basics go, when you get that invite, it'll be attached to one of the fantasy football applications or websites. Some of the basic ones being ESPN Fantasy, Yahoo Fantasy, NFL Fantasy. There are some other ones. You're looking at Sleeper. You're looking at a couple of different options, Underdog Fantasy. There's all kinds of options. So really you pick whatever the application is that you want to use, but your whole league is going to be using the same application. So if you receive an invite, you need to make sure that you download the correct application or log into the correct website attached to that league. Most leagues are going to be 10 to 12 managers in total. And like I said, there's going to be other different types of leagues that we'll discuss in further videos. But like I said, in most cases, as a new player, you're joining one of these 10 to 12 leagues. And the first step is going to be to name your team. It can be something basic, team, whatever your name is. You could, but a lot of people like to opt to have a football or player related pun. You're looking at me and my homies. Tua legit to quit. Baby got Dak. There's all kind of options and all kind of fun that you can have. Each manager is going to draft a team of real players. And like I said, based upon their performances in real games, you will get points for your team. Each week, you set a starting lineup. And your starting lineup, on average, is going to look at one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end position, a flex position, which is a flexible position that you can start either a running back, wide receiver, or tight end in that position. Then you also get an entire team's defense and a kicker as well. And we will discuss more in depth on how the scoring works, but really all you need to know is that if somebody has a big game in real life, they're going to have a big fantasy football game. Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, those players that you often hear are going to be the prime pieces of capital when it comes to your fantasy football draft. But what the really main point of focus when it comes to scoring is that you only get points for players that are in your starting lineup. Each week, you're going to have to set your starting lineup, and you have about those 9 starting players with 5 to 7 bench players as well on your team, so you have decisions to make every week. Now, when your player's game starts in real life, when their team starts their game and they're in real life, that player is locked where they're at. So if there was a player on your bench that you wanted to start and their team started their game already, unfortunately, that player is locked on your bench until the week is over. Same thing happens if you have a player in your lineup that you want to take out of your lineup. You only gain points for those starting players. The players on the bench do nothing for you. So the good news is each week you get the opportunity to set a new lineup. So no mistake is going to be the end of your season. It's a very long season, just like in the real life NFL. You're able to change your lineup every week. And like I said, you get points for just about every statistic that a player puts up. Touchdowns, yards gained, even when it comes to the defense, getting sacks and interceptions will add to your team's points. But like I said, we're going to be discussing all of that here down the line when it comes to the Fantasy Football Rookie Playbook. Now, that's going to be everything you need to know for the basics. You've already gotten logged into the application or website. You've already named your team. You've already joined your league. The next step is going to be the draft, and we'll be talking about the draft here in future videos. Make sure you click on that Rookie Playbook playlist that you'll see at the end of the video so you can see all of the options. And like I said, we're going through this series of videos all through the preseason, all through training camp, and throughout a large portion of the regular season so that you have help at every aspect, every turn of your fantasy football season. Because at the end of the day, we're here to hoist that trophy over all the other idiots in your fantasy football league. Until next time, can't wait to see you. Keep your chin up and your attitude down. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.